Hey guys, how we doing? Fancy seeing you here. It's been a while. It's been almost a year. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to get into this makeup look, but I first want to start this video off with saying that I am just so devastated by what's happening in California, and I am so sorry to anyone who is currently going through the loss of their home, a loved one, a pet, or just their city in general. I don't live in LA, I live in Atlanta, but over the last few days I've been shipping out product over to California, makeup, skincare, hair care, feminine products like tampons and toothbrushes and toothpaste. I will link some resources down below in the description for you all if you are interested or if you feel called to do the same. Anything helps, so I do think it's our duty to just do at least one thing if you can. The world doesn't stop turning for a lot of us, but for a lot of people it actually has. Like, everything they have is gone. So if you can help in any way, I'm sure it would be much appreciated. With that being said, I am excited to jump into this video. I haven't posted in a while. I think I just talk YouTube up so much in my head and it starts to become a little too serious to where I don't even film because I'm too nervous, when in reality it's just like TikTok or Instagram. It's not that deep. So I am going to be posting content here for you guys on a regular basis. I know I said that last year and I'm sorry. I had some things going on last year. Now I'm ready and I'm committed, especially with the possible TikTok ban. I'll be here and I'll be on Instagram if you want to follow me there. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. Everything will be linked down below in the description. It feels weird to say this, but give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have a moment. Let's get started. I'm starting with a bare face, but I do have on a lip combo. My lips are pale, so this just gives me a little color, and since I'm on camera, it never hurts to look a little better. This is the Wherever Walnut Longwear Lip Pencil from Makeup Forever. It's literally my go-to everyday natural color. Even when I'm wearing no makeup and I'm going to run errands, I throw this lip combo on and it just makes me feel so much better. And then I topped it off with Peppermint Glaze from Rhode. But this is what I'm wearing right now. Go ahead and take a screenshot of these because this duo together under your makeup is a little bit life-changing. It's so good. So I always start with the Rhode Glazing Milk. And if you watch my videos or any of my content really, I have been sticking with this for probably well over a year now, basically since Miss Haley dropped it. Nice. I just put it on the cheeks and then distribute it. It really just soaks into the skin so well and it hydrates. Like, it actually hydrates. And I have rosacea, so I have to be quite cautious of what I use on my skin, and I don't find that this irritates. If anything, I feel like it calms my skin. Then I'm taking the In Beauty Extreme Cream. I wish that this bottle wasn't so insanely chunky and like heavy, but for an amazing product I will sacrifice certain things. So this is basically just like a thick moisturizer, but it's not too thick and like gross. It's just perfect. So it pairs really well with the Rhode for me, because that Rhode does that base level of hydrating, and then this for me like locks it in and gives a really good glow. Hopefully you can see on camera. I like to rub it under my eyes, just like kind of an eye cream, and there you go. Skin is super hydrated. To further prep my skin, I'm taking the Refi Blur and Hydrate Primer, and I'm using it on my T-zone to hopefully blur those pores and again get some hydration. I really love the metal tip that this has because you can really sculpt out your face. It feels like a little facial massage, which obviously I love. Now we can get into skin. I'm gonna take the Natasha Denona Concealer in shade RN3. And I actually got this as a recommendation from Kellyanne, Makeup by Kellyanne. I'm sure you guys follow her and love her as much as I do. If not, you should. But I'm gonna place this pretty strategically around the face. Since I have rosacea and I have redness and unevenness, I take my concealer situation pretty seriously if I'm not wearing foundation, and it always looks so good. Like, I feel like I've mastered it, so I'm using it in these spots, and then I'm also putting it here. This wand carries so much product as well, which I really love because I don't really have to dip back in and put like a ton of product on my face, which is what we do not want to do. But yeah, I'm just placing it around the face like this, and then the real magic is in blending it. Notice how when I put it under my eye, I didn't put it right up to my waterline and lash line. I put it down a little bit because I don't want a ton of product there. We are gonna blend it upwards, so we will get that coverage, but it won't be creasy and cakey, which from what I hear is a lot of people's main concern with concealer. I recently got a lot of Hourglass brushes, and I have to say they are so worth the hype. Like, they're so good. After letting this concealer sit for a minute and marinate, I am gonna take my Hourglass little concealer brush, and I'm gonna begin to work this into the skin. See how I'm pushing it up into that waterline, but I didn't place all the product there, but we still got like so much coverage. What I like to do is distribute that product and feather out the edges like that. And of course we're gonna go in and blend more, but this is gonna give maximum lift and brightness. It's gonna do everything you need your concealer to do. See how I kind of feathered it up, and you can still see the line, of course, like you can still see what's happening. But once we really blend and add in that cream bronzer and contour, we're gonna look like super snatched. I'm then gonna go in with a little bit of a bigger kabuki brush, and again just blend out those edges a bit. Here's where the magic happens. I know I look like Flashback Mary. I promise I know. Thank you. Taking the Dior bronzer stick, it's the shade 02. I'm gonna put some right here in my hand because it's really warm there and it'll melt the product. Notice how I'm not going directly on my face because that would be just a lot of product. Then I'm taking a kabuki brush and I'm working it into the brush from my hand. This is where things will really come to life. Do you see how that just brought so much more life back into the skin? I took it all over my eyelids, my nose a little bit, anywhere the sun would naturally obviously hit you. And it's not a lot of product. If I took that bronzer stick and I just smeared it on my face, it would look so muddy and so crazy. But because we took our time and we worked it in the brush and we really like airbrushed our skin, it makes just like the world of difference. For blush, I'm gonna take the YSL blush in shade 44. It's just kind of like a muted mauve-y pink. I usually go for like a berry kind of fuchsia-y kind of blush, but lately I have been leaning towards this for a more natural look. After that step, I like to go in with a little bit of a more full coverage concealer. This is the Hourglass concealer in shade Cedar. And once again, I like to build coverage right here. This is where I get the most red and like where I always want just a little extra something. So I'm gonna do it right here and here. Maybe I'll put a little extra coverage on my forehead as well. This concealer is so full coverage and it's just gonna give you that flawless look that you're wanting, especially if you're gonna be on camera. This concealer is like magic. Just like last time, letting this sit a little bit and gently blending. Yeah, like wow, you can already tell it just adds a little something that it didn't have before. I also feel like putting this on over top of that bronzer and blush that we did, it just helps sculpt the face a little better. Voila, that looks so good. Before we set anything, which is the next step, I'm gonna take Freck because I love a fake freckle. I saw my friend Vanessa talking about this, but she's like, are we all gonna be so embarrassed that we put these freckles on our faces, you know, 5 years ago? The answer is probably yes to that question. We probably will, but like she said, for now, I'm loving it. She also taught me, I'm sure, by the way, you guys all follow Vanessa Stern on like TikTok and Instagram. She teaches me so much. Like, I swear, she's just such a good makeup artist. She said that when you're putting on freckles, do it before you set your face because they will blend out better. And that's like, so I don't know why I didn't think of that, because I would always put on my fake freckles last after I did powder, and they would be so hard to blend, and then I would just get annoyed because they would look too fake. I'm gonna set my face now. This is my favorite part of my makeup routine because I'm very strategic with it, and I just feel like it pulls everything together. I don't like to be dewy. Like, I don't like this vibe that I'm feeling on my face right now. I don't like anything on my face when it's not set. So I'm personally gonna take the Givenchy powder in Prism Rose, but I know it's discontinued, or they rechanged the formula, reformulated it. So you can use Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake if you want the same effect. I am gonna use it until its last breath. When I set the face, I like to go with a powder puff or even a damp beauty blender. And I do the under eye first. I really pack it on right in this little triangle area because that is obviously like the focal point of the face. And then I take it up on the side like that to sculpt the eye. The lines under my eyes just like disappeared. It's just the best. I don't know how people don't set their makeup sometimes. I'll do it for like a video, but if you guys don't see me setting my makeup, then I'm probably not wearing it out of the house. Okay, then I go in between the brow because, again, focal point of the face, really important. The T-zone basically is just my main concern because that is what's gonna give you that like baby doll porcelain skin. As you can see, my face is like blurring live on camera as we speak. I feel like we're always touching this area of our faces when we're like eating or we're just like sitting, and so I do feel like it's an important area that we need to set. Listen, here's the part where you need to take a note, because I feel like a lot of people now would just go straight in with the bronzer because you're like, okay, yeah, like obviously bronzing's next. But if you want to look like a doll and you want like perfect looking skin, okay, very matte but still natural matte, you gotta go in with a powder. My favorite is the Kosas Breezy Cloud Set. The shade is Breezy. I'm just going in with a little fluffy brush, and for me this is a non-negotiable in my makeup routine because I refuse to not set that part of my face and just drag on a bronzer, because the bronzer is just not going to look as seamless. I've tried it, it just does not hit the same. So I'm literally just lightly setting this other area that I did not touch with the powder previously, the baking powder, and I'm just setting that down. And do you see my face blurring? I hope so. And then of course I like to set my eyelids, but you do you. Everywhere on my face is dry right now, like set down, and that's exactly what I want. Then I'm taking the YSL bronzer, and I'm using a Tanyel J brush. This is the 2.6 highlight and crease brush. I really love this for bronzer, and I also use this in my like eye socket. So this bronzer is gorge. It's such a good tone, and I will just, with the lightest hand, notice how I'm not like just like barely touching like an artist, and I'm going everywhere that we put that cream bronzer. I'm just like kind of going over. And because we set down the face, this is going to glide on. It's not going to skip. It's not gonna drag. You're gonna get the perfect bronze every time. The other end of the brush, I'm gonna take it all over the eyelid. You guys know, I'm not that into eyeshadow. Of course I will be doing eyeshadow looks on my channel, but day to day, when I really want just a fresh girl like beats, I'm not doing eyeshadow. I hope you guys are starting to see this really come together. I know it's a process, but it's a good one that I've mastered. It just sounded like someone literally broke into my house. Anyways, did you guys hear that? I don't know what that was. I'm gonna do my brows now. I like a powdery looking brow, so I don't use a powder, but this little pencil gives the kind of powdery effect, like a soft blown out effect. So this is the ABH Perfect Brow Pencil. Sorry, it's like rubbed off, in the shade dark brown. And I really only focus it on the outer edge of my brow and on the tail. And then I like to lengthen it, as you can see, just a little bit for a lift. That's good. I don't like to do a lot, honestly. I'm gonna use the MAC Pro Locked Brow Gel. This is my first time using it. I've heard great things, so let's hope it lives up to the hype, but any clear brow gel will do. Perfect. If you guys notice a little unevenness there, it's my rosacea. It always flares up when I'm hot or nervous. I am both of those things right now. It's not the concealer's fault or the powder. I'm gonna go in with a spritz of the Refi Set Face Setter. I always cover my roots because I don't want it to get oily. Okay, then I'm gonna go with this little cutie, the Rhode Pocket Blush, shade Piggy, and I know it's a cream, but this is very strategic and important. I'm gonna take it on a little brush and work this in. So using this cream over all those powders, it's gonna give our cheeks like a really just like natural finish. And I love how the pigment stands out. Since it's going on all these powders, it just makes it pop. If you use good brushes, this should blend really well and seamlessly. I love these. These are like a top favorite of last year. I almost forgot to contour my nose. I've been doing this the same way for like years. I just take some cool toned powder across the bottom. If you're wondering what powder I use, I love this One Size powder. Only this in one. It's just so good. I wish they would do singles of it, but I do the bottom of my nose. I do a little line right here. Give it kind of like a button effect. Then I'll go obviously down the sides of the bridge. Don't forget to take your nose contour into the like front of your brow. It's really gonna make it look a little more natural. If you're in the mood, take a little bit of that extra setting powder on your puff and you can just snatch it up a little bit. It's never perfect, but it really doesn't need to be. My blush already looks really good. Honestly, I would leave the house like this, but if you want to lock in that blush and really make it last, go over with another powder, but I recommend doing kind of like a, not glowy, but just a lightweight baked powder like this, or even like an hourglass powder. See how it has that baked pressed texture? If you know, you know. I don't really know how to explain it, but I actually am feeling this one more. I'm gonna go in with a mix of the two, and I'm just gonna like set down that blush. Set down that cream one more time. And I love how my cheeks just look juicy. Like when I smile, they're just so like, I don't know how to explain it, but you get it. Moving on. You guys know I love this powder. This is the Hourglass Brilliant Strobe Lights powder. That is the name. I feel like a lot of people get confused. I'm not sure why, but this is the product if you would like to screenshot. Now, I've made a lot of videos on this on my other social medias, but this is a game changer. Okay, it's technically a highlighter. It is a highlighter, but it's much more finely milled and gentle in my opinion. So what I like to do is take a little flat brush like this. This is going to up your makeup game so hard, just believe. If you like a glowy makeup look but you don't like the feeling of stickiness, like how I was talking about earlier, I don't like when things are not set on my face. It grosses me out, it icks me out. I don't do that. But I still want that like luminous skin look. I'll show you. I put it all over my forehead, and I really like to put it on my like upper temples, then on the cheekbone. Oh, like it is just the yummiest powder ever. It's perfect. It is my holy grail. Next, I'm gonna take a brown eyeliner and do a little wing just so my eyes look elongated. Just take the pencil and start at the very corner of your eye and drag out. I honestly want it to look like super natural. That's just enough, and I'm also going to take it right on the outer third of my lash line or waterline just to darken that up and give the illusion of a fuller lash line. For mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Sky High in brown. Brown mascara has just been doing it for me lately. Finishing touch is a little highlighter on the tip of the nose and down the bridge. To me, this just like balances the face and really makes that nose contour just like look even more natural. Should we change up the lip? Because the lip does look good with this. I'm gonna change it. Just like evening out my lips a little bit. A lip liner I've been like beyond obsessed with is Huda Beauty Warm Brown. This is just such a good color and I can't stop wearing it. And it lasts all night. One thing I've been doing pretty differently when I've been lining my lips is keeping that Cupid's bow shape. I used to round out my Cupid's bow a lot, and I feel like looking back, this looks better. But how good is this color? It's like my go-to right now. And honestly, I'm just gonna take a little Road Piggy in the middle. A little baby pink gloss, never hurt. So I'm gonna take the Dibs Beauty Italian Soda lip gloss. And here's the final makeup look. Thank you guys for going on this little journey with me. I know this was a very in-depth video, but honestly, this is what I'm the most comfortable doing, is teaching you all how to do makeup. And if you prefer a more chatty makeup video where I talk more about like my life or a story versus makeup, then please let me know in the comments. I would love to do whatever you guys want, really. I'm here for you. But today we kind of got back to our roots, and that makes me really excited, and it just makes me feel like at peace because this is what I know best. More videos to come. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.